Hello, welcome everybody to Optimistic Orbit and our very first pick a card reading here on the channel. So I hope you're going to enjoy this and join us here at Optimistic Orbit, because if this goes down well with everybody, then we'll keep on adding them, because tarot is such a fantastic way of getting guidance. And today we are all about finding out what is the next key chapter in your life, what your next move is meant to be. So we've got 3 piles for you to choose from today, and I've picked an oracle card and a crystal, because I know some people like choosing with crystals. Go with whatever you feel drawn to, whether it's the oracle card or the combination with the crystal, or even the crystals themselves, or just that general feel that you get from each of the piles. So let's start with the choices. Pile number 1 today is the labyrinth, and it's combined with the piece of green jade. Pile number 2, shadow, and here we have a lovely piece of rose quartz. And then finally pile number 3 is the nest, and here we have it paired with the rhodonite. So once you've chosen your pile, go to the timestamps below and you'll be able to get to the correct part of the feed. So let's begin. Okay, so pile number 1, you chose the labyrinth and the green jade. We're going to work with the tarot cards and 2 oracle cards today. And this is one of my favourites at the minute. This is the Pause Tarot, which I love. And then we've got 2 oracle cards as well, which we'll draw from too. So I'm going to work with 6, one's come out already, 6 tarot cards for you to get a little bit of clarification. Hopefully, if we need it, we can draw some more. But what does pile number 1 need to know? That wanted to come out, didn't it? About their next move. Next move for pile number 1. I don't seem to get very many jumpers, but I do get them like poking out. I don't know whether it's just the way Spirit's working today. Okay, so let's choose one of the Wild Whiskers Spirit Animal Oracle deck. Let's see, what message does pile number 1 need about their next move? And then finally we're going to take one from the Wild Bohemian affirmation cards. What does pile number 1? Oh, 2 there. Okay, we'll go with that. Right, so we'll look at those a little bit later. Let's have a little look at the first 3 cards we've got here. So you chose Labyrinth, and you know, we know a lot about the labyrinth from the Greek mythology, don't we? And the Minotaur, some of you might know that story. And labyrinth is just those, it's meant to be confusing paths, isn't it? There's no clear route through, but there is. Once you might see a pattern. So there might be something in your life at the minute that drew you to that, particularly if you've been rerouted, or you feel like you finally in a position to kind of retrace your steps and go back and do something differently this time. There could be lots of things coming through with that choice of cards. So let's see if the tarot can tell us any more. 5 of Swords. Oh, 3 of Swords, lots of swords. Justice, okay. So it looks like we've had a little bit of betrayal. These 2 very much are about something in your life has not gone according to plan here, and it's affected you very much in terms of, I think, you're maybe doubting yourself, and that kind of comes in with the labyrinth. Have I taken the right path here? Because I've been let down a little bit. You know, I think this is what I'm getting, is that you've been let down. You've been hurt. And this isn't necessarily about love. It can be a relationship. It can be a relationship in terms of your personal life. It can be maybe something to do with work. It could just be general external energies, you know, that you have to deal with in your life. Something's kind of really, yeah, you've taken a bit of a beating here, really. But justice is here to say it's fine. You know, you thought there was some issues, but fairness is going to prevail here. Whether there might be a contract issue here that you're having to settle, whether that's a house contract, you know, separating of money. It could also mean that you've got some issues here potentially with maybe legal wranglings of some description. Maybe you've had to get a union involved in your work. It's very much feeling that there's been some kind of issue here where you feel, am I going to get out of this? I feel like this has been going on for a little while, and it's really been taking, you know, a lot of your emotional strength. You've kind of been thinking about this, going to almost some sleepless nights over this. But justice is here saying, don't worry, because fairness and ethics are going to be fine. You've obviously got to the point where you feel you needed some support here, and it's coming, and in a really trustworthy form. Yeah, here we go. Hierophant, backing that up a little bit there. Yeah. So you've got that. This could be. It could well be a lawyer, a solicitor, giving you the advice that you need. It might be that this is all going on the surface, but underneath you think, actually, do you know what? I'm struggling here. It might be that you're getting some support from friends or somebody who really has your back. And they've just got that life experience. This is about trusting that, you know, that older soul in your life who can offer you what you need right now, and they're happy for you to lean on them, because you know you've mentally, you know, this has been a big load for you to carry. So I'm not surprised you want that support, and they're a really good support as well, and they may well have been with you to support you through some of the more hard adulting that we have to do in life. Okay, Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay, you'll come. This is done. This is done. So this is, if it isn't, it's going to be very soon, because we've got the Ace of Wands here showing you that, you know, you've actually been, you've also come, I think you've come out, you've kind of worked your way to the centre, and you thought, oh God, I've got to get my way back here. But you know the route out now. You know the route out of this labyrinth, and here it is. You've got that new joie de vivre saying, yeah, new start, new life, new projects potentially here on the go. And it might be that it's a new career path, might be a side hustle that you think, oh, this is actually, I want to just take myself out of this part of my life and just give myself something else to think about. And that's for me. This could well be just not necessarily changing jobs. It could be you actually trying to branch out and do something a little bit more creative, or something that you're passionate about. And yeah, it's handing you this opportunity. So if there is something that's around the corner that you think, oh, that's bizarre, I was really thinking about doing this, and now I'm being offered X, Y, or Z, that could be what this is showing you here. Yeah. But I think you're scarred. There's a definite scarring that's been happening, because this is a choice. You've got to make a decision here, and you're not quite sure. I think you're a little bit, I don't know, I feel like this is you. You're kind of, you're not necessarily being stopped from seeing the choices. I think that maybe you are a little bit more fatigued by what's happened here, and you're like, oh, another choice. Oh my God, I've got to do more adulting. Oh my God, I can't believe this. And you're a little bit overwhelmed, I think. There's a little bit of overwhelm here. Do I take this path? Do I keep on Maybe it might be like a 9 to 5 job that gives you, like, you know, security, pension, all of that stuff. Or do I go it alone? Do I follow this more creative thing that I'm passionate about, but is a bit more of a risk take? I don't think this is you not having clarity on the situation. I think this is like the blindfold is almost your limiting beliefs about your situation. You know, you've come through this really kind of deep part of your life with all that drama in it, and you're like, oh, oh, is this really, can I do this? Am I ready for this? Have I got the get go, the motivation, the strength to kind of go now, or am I leaving it? So you've kind of put yourself into a bit of a limbo position here. Let's get a little bit more clarity on the Two of Swords. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if that is more clarity, but I think here we are. Yeah, there is more self-doubt coming through here. I definitely feel like you are being pulled back. You're being pulled back into what you feel is familiar. And what you feel is familiar often comes, doesn't it, with those repeating patterns that we have. And that kind of comes back to the labyrinth again, because, you know, the labyrinth is all about, if you've worked out the pattern and the repeating pattern, then you can follow that same route through. But I think this is saying to you, are you sure you really want to repeat this pattern again? Are you not done, given everything that you've just been through? And I think this is asking you to say, there's more than one route out. There's more than one route through this life, and it might be more of a scenic route, and it might throw up, you know, the odd obstacles. That's what we got here. The mountains are in tarot, or like, you know, there's some challenges on the horizon, but nothing that you can't deal with, nothing that you won't be able to push through. So I think this is just saying to you, there are brighter times coming. Use the people around you, use that support network that you've got. Take their advice, because you've gone to them for that very reason. You know, they are a bit of a wise sage. Think of that person that person who's got, you know, you the most trust, and you can be vulnerable in front of as well, because you kind of need to expose yourself here to this opportunity. But this is saying, look, be careful. Those limiting beliefs, those self-doubts are going to creep in, and you potentially are going to end up repeating a pattern that it might play out slightly differently, but, you know, it's just going to be more of the same. So this is saying to you, be careful. It will end up fine. You will get through this, and you will do that with some really good people around you who really love you and support you. And that will lead to these new opportunities. Just be mindful. But I think you might need to just take a little bit of a risk. You need to come out slightly of your comfort zone. You know, in the devil, normally we see that people are shackled, but they're not shackled particularly to anything that they can't get out of. So I think it's just, with all the swords that we've got here, this is a definite kind of get out of your own head situation. Okay, let's see what the oracle cards have got for us here then today. So we've got the cautious crab. Fits with what we've been saying: defense, sensitivity, and self-sufficiency. Okay, yeah. So you may well be in a situation where you find yourself out on your own. You can be, and this is the thing, isn't it, with a lot of us, we have been self-sufficient because we've had to be, and yet the Hierophant is telling us, don't do this alone. You don't have to be on your own with this. You know, don't fester in your own overthinking, because there are people who are around here to support you. So being cautious in this instance, you're going to have to just be a little bit more vulnerable, come out of your shell a little bit. Child of the great Mother Ocean, encompass my soul with your sturdy shell. Yeah, so there's some guidance. You're being supported here on a big scale, which is really good to see. So yeah, it's going to happen. It's not going to be tidy. It's going to be a bit messy, but you're going to come out of this. It's fine. Just be careful of that mind playing tricks on you. We had two, didn't we, for this? I am divine truth. Stretch, expand, open and breathe. Love is space and there's plenty for you. Yeah, it is. It's just saying this old path, this same old route hasn't served you very well in the past. So now it's time to think, okay, well, what do I need to do differently this time? What else out there is there for me? Another iron, 23 and 24. Worlds are born for your wild and courageous heart. Your essence is creation. Yeah, this is definitely a moment of expansion for you. I'm loving this. This is great. So yeah, it's saying be bold, be brave. I think you've got this. Just put those people around you that you trust, and yeah, you'll be fine. So that's it, pile number 1. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you have, why not sign up and subscribe to Optimistic Orbit? Like this video, it would really help us because we are quite a small channel at the moment, and I'd love to build it further. So thanks. Bye. Hello and welcome, pile number 2. So you chose the shadow card with the rose quartz. So we're going to be working with the tarot today. I'm going to pick 6 tarot cards to start with. If anyone fall out extra, then we'll take those 2. And then 2 oracle packs. So I'm working here with the Wild Whiskers Spirit Animal Tarot. We'll pick one of those and then we will pick a Wild Bohemian affirmation card that we're also going to work with. So let's have a look at what your next big move, pile number 2, is going to be. What does pile that wants? Come on. What is your next big move, pile number 2? So you can see I'm not the best shuffler. I like working with this. Oh, that wanted to come out. These smaller decks for that reason. My little hands just prefer it, but I'm not the greatest of shufflers. That's 3, so we'll get 3 more. What's your next big move? Pile number 2. So you chose the shadow card. Oops. Pile number 2. No, I'm going to go again. Oh, that one. One more. There we go. Nice. Okay, so that's our 6 tarot. And then we're going to choose a Spirit Animal Oracle card for pile number 2, please, for their next move. What message do you have for us? Pile number 2. Ooh, that went back in. Oh, yes. Okay. And then finally an affirmation card, please, for pile number 2. And then next move. Okay, all right, here we go. So we'll look at those a little bit later. Let's have a little look at the tarot. So you chose the shadow card. It's almost, I've got a mudra here as well, haven't we? Oh, it looks like a mudra. Or in prayer up to the universe. So maybe you've been doing a lot of inner work at the moment. Let's find out. Oh, 8 of Wands. Something's happening fast. Wow. Okay, so we have the 8 of Wands, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. So we have something's happening fast, and it's coming in directly. This can't miss you. This is happening. So 5 of Pentacles is about financial loss, or just kind of being a bit down on your luck here with material stuff. Maybe you're just struggling a bit here. But then we've got new beginnings with the Ace of Wands, new creative opportunities, something that you're passionate about is going to be coming in. So potentially this isn't going to last very long. It could be that. Well, let's look and see what the clarifiers say. So 8 of Pentacles. Okay, you've been working hard on something. You're having to be very diligent about this, but boy, it's a little bit like this reminds me of you know when they say about bands, don't they, or uh, musicians, artists, their overnight successes when in fact they haven't been an overnight success. They've done like 10 years of gigging in pubs and clubs to get where they are, but they suddenly break through. So this is kind of feeling like that, but this is a bit worrying, isn't it? Because you've got financial loss here. I'm wondering if you've been putting in the work. I think here this has been you've been putting in the work on some project, and or I even feel like you maybe been splitting your time between things. You maybe been keeping in like a night like a job going, or maybe it's a family situation going. It doesn't necessarily have to be financial, but with the pentacles it can be anything material really. So there's something that you're kind of been working really hard on. And this is almost like this is like a breakthrough moment, because I feel like, yeah, something's coming and hitting you, but maybe it's not as great as it looked. Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords. Yeah. Clarity. Okay. So perhaps you've been maybe it might be that you've been throwing money at this. Whatever situation it is, you've been trying to kind of keep your head above water while you do so much work towards your goal. I'm definitely getting that this is like this has been a labour of love. This is a passionate project that you really want to make work. I think it's almost like you're trying to break free of the rat race. And now, finally, you feel like I think you're getting there. That you're starting to see some effort, because look at all these, these tattoos, these pentacles aren't going anywhere. They're already there. You've accumulated this. You're working hard. There's persistence going on here. But I think I think this is you having to. It's like what's that phrase? Speculate to accumulate. You've had to invest, and maybe you've had lots of things that have kind of come all at once. I think this is like you're just you've been having to pay out loads of things for whatever reason, and they haven't necessarily been things you've been able to plan for. So, you know, I don't know, your car going wrong, for instance, huge expense, isn't it? Or maybe you've had to dip into perhaps your savings and that's obliterated, and now you're kind of struggling because you don't want to give up on this. You work so hard, you don't want to have to give up. But the Ace of Swords is saying there's almost like a clarity coming for you. You will realize, oh, okay, this was only temporary. And actually, do you know what? I can see a different way through this now. There's some opportunities on the horizon here that are going to help massively with this. And the Knight of Pentacles, yeah, I think I think you've been trying to get out of debt. I think you're a dreamer, but you are someone who is just done. I think you're done with the rat race. I think this is what this is. You're done with the rat race. You are really trying to forge something that you actually want to become your main source of income. But by doing so, you've maybe sacrificed some things along the way, and then you've just had a bad run luck with bills, you know, cost of things going up. It might be that you've just you stepped back from maybe a 9 to 5, and now it's starting to take its toll because you're not getting your investment back yet from all this work that you've put in, but yet you're still having to put food on the table. But there's this moment of, yeah, oh, I can see the light. I can see the light for the trees now, because if I just took this little opportunity here, that's just going to help me carry on with what I want to do, my dream. And here's the Knight of Pentacles saying, yeah, do you know what? Just be really careful. I think this is a little bit of a warning to say you've realised that maybe you took on this extra work without realising the impact that it might have. And it's maybe gone on for a little bit longer. You know, we've obviously got things going on in the world that have made prices of stuff go skyrocket, which again, none of us. Sometimes you're on, you know, you're on the cusp of just being able to get through the month, and then you're having to go into your savings, or you think, oh gosh, that big bill, how am I going to pay for that? And I think this is all a little bit of that going on. But new opportunity is here. Something's going to come and just like go, ding, don't worry about this. Look, here's an extra dollop of finance or a dollop of creativity that's going to give you the edge and be able to then start really getting a bit more back from all of that effort that you've put in. Because the Knight of Pentacles is saying, be careful, keep looking at what you're spending, you know, your outgoings and your incomings here. Keep looking at that. But Knights are always about forward progress. And the Knight of Pentacles is very ploddy, very slow, but it's diligent. And it's just saying, you know, what, look after the pennies, the pounds will look after themselves. But don't give up on this. Don't give up, you know, because this opportunity has sprouted already. It's saying, look at this. You've got the sprouting seeds here. It's saying it will grow. It's going to grow. It's just not going to grow as fast as you would like, because in an ideal world, we would love it, wouldn't we? For that all to come together. Yeah. And the shadow. I think you're quite a spiritual person too. I think you've been wanting to come into this arena that you've been working so hard to lay the foundations for, but you've maybe done a lot of inner work at the same time. I think you've been trying to clear some mental clutter that maybe stopped you before, but look, yeah, you're going in the right direction here. Right, let's have a look and see what else we've got here. So, proud peacock. Prestige, self-respect and awareness. Yeah, so that really fits with what we've got here. So yeah, you want the prestige. You're working really hard to get it. But you're well aware that you don't want to burn out. This is where the self-respect and awareness comes in. This is the shadow side of you. I think you are a spiritual person. I think you're really aware of how your body is feeling, how your mind is feeling, and you're really working on getting to what you need from this, realizing that this is only temporary, because you're going for it. You're definitely going to go for it. This isn't stopping you. You know, you maybe feel a bit kind of, oh God, really? But it's not stopping you. You're carrying on. And I think the fact that you have done a lot of work on yourself, and you're well aware of how past how your past working life made you feel. It's something you don't want to repeat. You look at you, this is great. This is actually great. This is nice to see that awareness coming through, because that's going to stand you in good stead, isn't it? Regal bird bursting with colour, your confidence and grace, I would know. Yeah, lovely. You've got that integrity that goes along with it too. So not only are you coming out with a clear mind on how not to repeat this situation, you're also you've got the confidence to think, do you know what? I know, I have a knowing almost that this is what I'm meant to do. This is the path I'm meant to take. And as long as you're careful with that going forward, you put in the work, and you know that it's going to be slow. The patience Patience here, I think, is something that you're going to have in spades at this moment in time. I have come. I have nothing to hide, nothing to prove. You know who you are in love. Yeah, I think this is about loving yourself. You are showing, you're showing that you rate yourself here. You are worthy of all these things that you have wanted for so long. And it's coming. It's just maybe taking that little bit longer than you felt it might do. And you know what? You know who you are in love. You know you've got this. You know, as long as you self-talk to yourself kindly, treat yourself kindly, treat your body kindly, put the right food into you, all of that kind of thing, that this is just saying, yeah, stick with it. It's going to be a bit of a slog at times. It's going to feel like the road is a bit bumpy, but you know, it's saying stick with it. Good times are on their way. It's just going to take a little bit longer to get to that point. So that's your reading, pile number 2. I hope that's been helpful. If you felt that resonated with you, I'd love for you to drop a comment below and let us know what you felt about it. So thank you. If you have enjoyed it, press the subscribe button, because more pick a card readings are coming your way. Thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Bye for now. So hello, welcome, pile number 3, to your card reading. You chose the Nest and the Rhodonite, and we're going to work with the Pause Tarot today. We're going to take 6 cards, and we're going to also take one from the Wild Whiskers Spirit Animal Oracle cards to see what that's got to tell us and add to your reading today, and a Wild Bohemian Affirmation card as well. So let's get cracking with the tarot. So pile number 3, your next move in life. What do pile number 3 need to know about their next key move? I haven't had many jumpers at all the last couple of months, weirdly. That one felt like that wanted to come out. They just kind of like put themselves a little bit jauntily at an angle. Okay, one more card, please. Pile number, yeah, that one, 3. Right, so let's take an animal oracle card. Whoa, oh dear, that was my bad. Okay, Spirit. There we go. Thank you. Help me out here, and you have. Okay, and last message, please. Pile number 3. Here we go. Okay, so we'll look at those a little bit later. Let's have a little look here. So you chose the Nests. Springtime, nurturing 3. It's interesting, we've got the number 26, but 3 eggs. Okay. 4 of Swords. Okay, wow. You're resting up for something. Ooh, okay. Justice, how weird. These 2 came up for pile number 1 as well. So if you're interested, you might want to go back and have a look at pile number 1. So the 4 of Swords here is suggesting, you know, you've life's been a bit of a treadmill, and you're just taking some time out here, whether that's meant, I mean, the Swords are about the mind and mentality, so it could be that you're just, you know what, I need a bit of a break from this, I'm just having a bit of a time out. It could mean that it's just giving you that moment to think clearly about where you want to take your life, what direction it's going to go in. It could, but also this often happens because you rushing through this isn't going to do anybody any good. So Yeah, there's a moment where you've just, when we've also got the sunshine poking through here, it's saying, you know, this is the right thing to do, even though people around you might be saying to you, why are you, I don't know, why are you taking this 6 month sabbatical, or why are you going off on your travels on a gap year when you know, when you could be getting that position at university. You might have that outside pressure bearing on you, and you just said, do you know what, no, I just don't need that at the moment. I've been working so hard on everything and for everybody else and for myself as well, but I just need some recuperation time here. I think there's been some conflict. This has caused some conflict, I should say. A bit like what we've just been saying, you know, people around you are maybe thinking, what are you doing? Come on. You got life staring you in the face here, all these different things that you could be doing, and you've just decided to take a little break. People don't agree with it, and so you might have had some tussles. This could be parents, could be it could be a work situation. You know, you might be one of those people who is a big team player, or an expert in your field, and so for you to take this time out, people don't like it because it's exposing their own agenda a little bit, really. Here, I feel, yeah, I think you've just got to stay strong in your own mind, because that sun is saying, yeah, this is right. You've got to think of yourself. Everyone else wants a piece of you, but actually you want for the first time in a long while, I'm feeling, to just prioritize you and prioritize time for yourself. And here's justice saying fairness and ethics here. You know, everybody wants something. You may be wanting a completely different thing, but this is all about balance. Justice is about balance and fairness. So it's not you walking away necessarily, but you know, you might have to have a real big honest conversation with those around you about, look, I'm doing this because of this. You know, you might even have to make yourself a little bit vulnerable to get it through to some people, but I think they're going to see it. They will see it eventually, and they can't do anything about it. To be honest with you, they can't do anything about it. You've already made this decision. It's happening. You've kind of you've got to that point where you just need to prioritize yourself. Let's have a look and see what the clarifiers say. King of Cups, yeah. You know, you're emotionally astute person here. You've got confidence in your own self-worth and your own self-belief here, to know that this is right for you at this moment in time. And actually, if you've got a full cup, you can give it to other people. Unfortunately, at the minute, your cup is a bit empty, and everyone else with their own ideas about what they should be, you should be doing, is not what you need at this moment. You haven't got anything to give them. So yeah, the king is saying, absolutely, you know, you've got that care and responsibility. You're not saying, I don't love you, I don't support everything else that you're trying to achieve, but at the minute, I need this recuperation. Yeah. Oh, okay. This is work, definitely work orientated, I feel. Or people maybe suggesting, because we've been talking about sabbaticals, haven't I, and gap years and things like that. People are saying you should, you know, okay, yeah, this is definitely them saying, no, you should be working here. What are you doing? What are you doing? This is not financially astute, or it's not. You going is going to harm how well we can move forward and make money. I feel for some of you this is like you coming away from big corporate business, and they're not being pleased with that, because you were a big cog in the wheel. But for some of you, this is definitely, I'm getting like family thinking that no, you shouldn't really be doing this. You should be getting on the treadmill of making money. What you're doing, because they feel that that's the best. They feel that that's the best route for you now. While you've got plenty of time to do all of this. So why are you choosing now to do it when actually you could be kind of getting yourself a little bit more stable and secure, because that's how they rolled. They got the security, they got the stability, and they might be reaping the rewards now. So they find your outlook on where you are at the moment a little bit hard to fathom, because they just maybe weren't in that place, or they didn't have the opportunities that you had. They find it difficult to see. Oh, the high priest said, oh, weird, we've got the 2 pillars. Look at that. And 2 major arcana here, as well as the last 2 here in the column. That's great. Good. So you are using your intuition here. You've got lots of things that you in your future to look forward to. However old you are, there are things that you want to do in your life, and you know how life works. And this is kind of saying, I'm at a stage in my life where I just need that balance. I need that balance. I've been working. I now need to just put myself first. And you're using your intuition here, I feel. And I'm just thinking here about the fruits and the nests that you've almost been planning potentially, or at least having a bit of an idea that this has been coming for a little while, and you've been kind of nurturing this idea that you might have been putting to the back of your mind for a little while, and you've decided that outside forces, or conflict at work, or just general fatigue and feeling overwhelmed with stuff, this is now is the right time, and you're ready to use what you've been kind of putting aside, and using just that general kind of knowing that the time is right. You're not doing this because on a whim. There's not much spontaneity going on here. This is coming from a very, very level-headed person who knows how the world works, and actually, do you know what? You just want to get off. You want to get off the hamster wheel for a while, and they're saying, yeah, do it, because you're going to come back to having to kind of go back to the normal way of life to make, to keep that stability and security going. But this is about you having a bit of a break from it. I feel like I want to take another card. There we go, Magician. The Magician. Yeah, you've got you've got the tools. This is definite yes. Yeah, you've got the tools you need here. You are in charge of your own destiny. So absolutely, use your resources, it is saying, to not only fulfill this time of rest and experience those things that you want to experience away from all the other responsibilities in life, but it's saying it's not a huge deal. Why are they making people around you making this a huge deal? Don't need to worry, because look, I mean, you are an astute person. You've been round the block a few times in life. You know what you're doing. This is not on a whim at all. And the Magician is saying, yeah, you've got the tools, just use them wisely. Don't sort of go to Bali and find some passionate romance and then blow all your cash. This is not what, this is saying have a really, and I think this is almost slightly spiritual kind of path to this break, whether that's doing inner work, maybe you're going on a retreat, potentially the sabbatical and or gap year or whatever, all the things we've been talking about are a way of you kind of finding yourself again a little bit more. And the magician's saying, yeah, don't panic, because you can come back to all of this, whatever you want to put back into your life once you've had this break. You're experienced enough, you've got the finances behind you, the security is there. This is just a necessary part of your life now. Right, what we got from the oracle? So the oracle: dignified dragon, honor, good fortune, individuality. Yeah, so it's saying honor your individuality. And this is a yes, they're saying go for it. Go for it. This is the time. Don't worry about anybody else. Fearless dancer of the flame. Yep, you don't really care about what these people are saying anyway. Ignite the passionate fire within my soul. Yeah, that fire in that belly has been bubbling and bubbling, and here it is coming out. You're like, yep, now is the time. And the affirmation card, what does it say? I am soulful. Great beauty and light twinkle in your heart eyes. You are pure love in motion. Yeah, you're fulfilling a few, I feel like you're fulfilling a few, not necessarily dreams, but just desires. Yeah, whatever that may be, whatever that might look like in this kind of rest period, it's like, yeah, it's really just going to bring you back to a bit more of a fully, you're going to feel more fully rounded person who's just got something to give again. Because I do really feel like you've kind of got to a point where I'm drained, I've had enough. But this is saying, yeah, honor your soul, honor your heart, go with that fire in your belly, grab life and whatever opportunities you are offered during here, because it's all good. It's all good. And, it's all about nurturing yourself, isn't it? Nurturing your soul, nurturing and honouring all those desires that you have in life. It isn't always just about the things that people feel around you that maybe it should be. Your perspective and your life and what you want to achieve is what's important here. So I hope that was okay, pile 3. I hope you got something from that. And if there's anything that resonated, I'd love to know how this reading was for you. Please drop a comment below. It would be really helpful, as we're quite a budding new channel, and I'd love to be able to do some more readings for you. So thanks once again. See you next time. Bye.